Inside the Huddle Legends Series, Jerry Kramer, Hall of Fame.
Hello, everybody, and welcome in. This is a special half hour. In fact, it is a Hall of Fame 30 minutes. The one and only Jerry Kramer going into the Hall of Fame this year. Thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure.
Really appreciate it.
Pleasure. It brings back a lot of old memories. I mean, really old memories. Back in the 70s, 60s even, when I hosted a show called Pacorama right here. And so it's nice to be here.
It's coming full circle, but these last 6 months for you, once you found out in February, what has that been like after years of waiting, knowing that your time is now?
Well, it was just kind of overwhelming initially. My phone blew up, and I had like 400 or 500 messages, right?
Sure.
And I would answer 30 or 40, and another 30, 40 would come in. And I spent, from kids, sophomores in high school that used to play ball with me in high school, from NFL guys, from people that I had never heard of or known, and just the whole countryside kind of came unglued. So it was really wonderful feeling all that positive energy. There was one negative comment from a Dallas fan who said I was offsides in the Ice Bowl.
Yeah.
And
you knew that was coming. Yeah.
He wasn't going to give up on it, no.
Well, your time's coming here very shortly here the first weekend of August, but we want everybody to relive this great moment. It was David Baker knocking on the door. Let's show everybody at home what happened.
And all of a sudden the door goes boom, boom, boom. And I said, that's it. That's it. And the most beautiful man I have ever seen, this big hunk down here at the end, was standing there with the cameras and the stuff behind him, and I was over the top, you know. It's something that I was afraid to believe in, I was afraid to hope for, and so I kept trying to keep those emotions out there somewhere. But hey, I'm here, and I'm part of the group.
We've got big smiles on our faces watching that again. What's it like to relive that?
Sensational. It was a wonderful thrill. I had 3 or 4 of the kids with me, and my grandson Charlie, and Alicia was with me, and the Packard fans got involved, and that was wonderful. The support here. Joe Horrigan, who's the president of the Hall of Fame under David Baker, said, Jerry, I want you to know that my incoming mail is going to decrease by 90%. He said, those Packard fans have questioned my sanity, my heritage, my ancestry, anything about me. Everybody's questioned before. So I'm tickled to death you're going in. So I appreciate that from the Packard fans. I appreciate the support, and thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, so Brett Favre was the last Packer to go in. You're going to follow him. He had the pleasure of announcing you at the NFL Honors. We want everybody at home to take a listen. We're going to relive that moment.
He was Bart Starr's trusted protector, an all-time pro guard who helped power the Packers to 3 NFL championships and 2 Super Bowl titles. My man, Jerry Kramer.
I didn't know Brett announced that.
Yeah, that was him.
No, I was in another world there. I did see Roger Staubach, but Roger was part of a letter writing campaign that my daughter arranged. There were about 60 or 65 Hall of Famers that wrote letters for us, including Merlin and Bob Lilly and Alex Karras and a whole raft of people that knew me pretty well. Yeah.
Pretty phenomenal. So we're going to walk across another stage in a minute, but before that had to happen, you got your measurement for your bust. We've got this video to show everybody. What was this process like?
Well, that's very unusual. I've never had anything quite like that happen to me, and I had never seen anybody be measured. And I told somebody I'm either definitely going in the Hall of Fame or I'm going to be President of the United States. I don't know exactly which one it's going to be, but one of them, because it was very unusual. There was another moment there. We were getting fitted for our jacket.
Yeah.
And I looked over at Alicia, and she was 15 feet away with Charlie. And she was crying. She was flowing. She was come unglued, just totally lost it. And So we smiled a little bit at each other and enjoyed the moment.
Well, we're going to continue smiling here on this Hall of Fame special as we relive Jerry Kramer as he's about to be enshrined in Canton coming up here first weekend of August. We've got a lot more coming up on the other side of the break, and we're going to talk about his time on the field. But the Legend Special rolls on as we talk to Jerry Kramer here on Inside the Huddle, the Hall of Fame edition on the Legend Series.
Great for the organization. It's great for Jerry. I think Jerry is kind of like the last key to that dynasty that was the '60s Packers that deserved to be in. I've met him on a couple occasions, and they really exemplify what it means to be a Packer for life and just really invest in the organization. They want us to be successful. The look on his face when he got the news was priceless.
How about that from Aaron Rodgers?
Very nice. Very nice. Very well said and appreciated.
Yeah, well,
thank you. Nice man.
Yes, he certainly appreciates you, but this show is all about you. We want to remind everyone of these accolades. I don't know how often you dig into the archives, but you have a long list of phenomenal accolades, and now we get to add another one to the list. Your resume just speaks for itself. It's pretty incredible.
It's just been an unbelievable journey. So many bright highlight moments, the books, the championships, the Super Bowls, the team, the guys, the coach. You know, it's just been an incredible ride. I feel very fortunate to have been a part of it.
And the Packers fans certainly enjoying that as well. They've been along for the ride, and you guys made the Packers sweep. That was the move that was led by you. You were the right guard. You got the best defensive player on the opposition team every single time. What was it like knowing that you were getting the best guy and you pretty much put him down consistently game after game?
Well, you know, it was fun, first of all, to leave that 300-pound tackle that's got bad breath and bad attitude, and go out on that 170-pound cornerback.
Yes.
That was a whole lot of fun compared to what we normally went through. And Coach Lombardi captured me one day. I had been trying. I'm working at it, you know, but I didn't have a hunger, a burn, a passion.
Right.
I was just kind of going through the motions and doing what I had to do and trying not to die during the calisthenics. And I missed a block. And we're having a scrimmage. It's 90 degrees, 100% humidity. The defense is stuffing us. We haven't made a yard, and they're on the 1 yard line, and they're giggling and having a wonderful time. And I miss a block, and I come in for some attention from Mr. Lombardi, and about 4 plays later, I jump off sides. Now, missed block is one thing. That's physical, and that's going to happen.
Right.
But a mental error is unacceptable. And he comes running across the field, and he gets about 10 inches from my nose, and he goes, "Mister, the concentration period of college students, 5 minutes, high school is 3 minutes, kindergarten is 30 seconds, and you don't have that, so where's that put you?" Put me checking my shoe shine, right? I had been working at it pretty good, but so he gave me the word, and I went into the locker room, shucked my hat, my shoulder pads off, and started staring at the floor, wondering what I was going to do tomorrow and where I might play, and maybe I ought to get out of football. Maybe it's time for me to do something else. I'm never going to make this guy happy.
Right.
So I'd been there about 40 minutes looking at my shoes and the carpet, and he'd been out working with Bart and wide receivers on pass patterns, so he comes down to me, slaps me on the shoulder, messes up my hair. One of these days you're going to be the best guard in football. And gave me a picture and gave me an infusion of energy. I got a warmth in my chest, and boom, boom, boom. And he gave me a dream or a desire to be the best I could possibly be. I had never thought of that. I had never thought of greatness. I had never considered, you know, the Hall of Fame or anything like that. So I go home and I think about that, and I said, Coach Lombardi is a man that doesn't deal in false phrases. Right. He doesn't make small talk. when he says something, it's because he means it. And so he approves of me, and he believes in me. And so I can believe in me. And maybe I can play a perfect game. So for the rest of my career, I wanted to play a perfect game.
We've got to talk about your place kicking. Not a lot of people remember this. This is going to take you back. I see you laughing here. 1962 NFL Championship, and you are as pure as can be. What's it like seeing this again?
Well, that was the third kick in the game. Just notice it starts out right at the goal post. I aimed about 10 yards outside the goal post at about a 40-mile-an-hour wind.
Wow.
Coming in that into the stadium, circling in the stadium, going out the other end. So now I'm like a quarterback or a running back. Fuzzy's jumping on me. All the guys are hugging on me and slapping me on the back. And it was my third field goal, so I scored 10 points. We win 17-7, and I get the game ball. The team votes me the game ball. The writers vote Nitschke the game Corvette. But that's the life of an offensive lineman.
Sure.
That's exactly what it's all about. But it was a wonderful, wonderful experience and a wonderful day. And Yankee Stadium, it was incredibly emotional. I remember watching fights and games in Yankee Stadium when I was a small child, and it was a faraway, magical place on a golden hill, and someplace I would never get to see. So it was the first kick I tried to kick. I made myself stay down. Don't look. Just stay down through the kick. And when I look up, the kick is outside the goalpost. And I go, and the referee goes like this. And I go, what's he doing? And Bart said, shut up and get off the field. Get off.
It had a nice little draw to it.
Well, that one went through and then went out. The other one, the last one, had the draw that came through the middle. So it was a wonderful thrill and a wonderful experience, you know, no question.
Certainly an MVP moment. In fact, it's our Hupie and Abraham MVP moment. Hupie and Abraham voted best, rated best year after year. But we've reached halftime here on the Inside the Huddle Hall of Fame edition with the soon-to-be enshrining Jerry Kramer. We got a lot more with him when we come back, so keep it right here.
I've done a lot of things in my life that I'm very proud of, happy of, and I don't think I'd be any happier or more proud when I can walk up to Jerry Kramer and put my arms around him and say, Jerry, welcome to the club. He'll now be a member of the Hall of Fame. Jerry deserves it. We got a spot for him. I can't wait to see him fill it.
That moment, finally here, your good friend, Dave Robinson. He's going to welcome you with open arms as a member of the club. What do you think that experience is going to be like to embrace him with a gold jacket?
It's going to be highly emotional.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how high. How high can you go? Yeah, it's Robbie's been a great pal for a number of years.
You are actually the 12th member of the Lombardi-era Packers to go in. It's now 6 on offense, 6 on defense. Here's a look at this list, and when you see all of this and what you guys accomplished as a group, to see all those names up there, what does that mean to you, of course, with your name at the top?
We were such a close unit, such a great unit, and thought so much of one another, loved one another. It's great to be back with the guys, you know, back in the pudding again one time. It's just nice. It's wonderful.
That's the whole point of it. In fact, it's our Silver Lining moment. It's brought to you by West Bend, the Silver Lining, the worst, bringing out the best. The story continuing here when we come back. We are talking Ice Bowl and the famous block that made it all for the man happen. The Hall of Fame time continues after this, and of course the statue, the number 64, forever remembered here in Green Bay. It will now receive eternity in Canton in a very, very short time. Look forward to that. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back, everybody. The statue, the number 64, will forever be remembered in Green Bay, and now will receive eternal life in Canton in just a very short time. Welcome back, everyone. Echoing in eternity here is Jerry the Ice Bowl. We all know about it. For the fans, they love it. When you see this clip, what does it bring back for you?
Well, there's a couple things that are very memorable about it. This particular play was called on Thursday. In short yardage defense, we would watch 3 games of the Cowboys in short yardage situations. They'd taking the film apart in only short yardage situations. And I noticed that Jethro Pugh was high in the first play, or first film. And so I watched that film and the second film and the third film, and he was high on every short yardage situation. So I spoke to Coach Lombardi about it, and you didn't interrupt Coach Lombardi with casual chatter. Coach, we can wedge Pugh if we have to. What? We can wedge Pugh if we have to. Run that back. That's right. Put a wedge on Pugh until we went on, you know, and you never know if they're going to use it at all.
Right.
And if you know they're going to use it on the 1 yard line with 13 seconds, you might not have suggested it. You might have shut your mouth, right? But it was one of many mistakes that the young Cowboy team made.
Well, in fact, it's our goodwill moment in history. Believe in the power of work as we continue to talk about Super Bowl I, because first, obviously, of the year, we've got a couple highlights. Chiefs, what moment sticks out to you about this game?
Maxie.
Yep.
Maxie had a great game. Max was such a funny, quick-witted guy. Totally different second half. A great effort by everybody.
Well, let's talk about Super Bowl II. You've got the ring on your finger there. You were saying this season means maybe the most to you. Why is that?
At the beginning of the season, this was our third potential championship, something no one had ever done before or since. Quote St. Paul, he said, of all the runners who run in a race, only one can win. And we run not just to be in a race, we run to win. So he had run to win on one side and challenge on the other. So had a wonderful day, and we beat the Rams, and then the Cowboys went on the Super Bowl, and that's why that's why the ring is so important to me. It was Coach Lombardi's last season. It was the end of an era.
Jerry, thank you so much as we continue to celebrate you. We're going to celebrate him through his time in Canton. It will be a phenomenal time first week of August. Really looking forward to that. Thank you so much for watching the Jerry Kramer special here on Inside the Huddle. We wrap things up when we come back.
She kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and I think she had an impact. I think she woke some people up. Getting fitted for the gold jacket. She's sitting over here 20 feet away. She's crying, just has a complete meltdown.
So that is your daughter. She will be your presenter coming up here very shortly. Why her, and what does she mean to you?
Wink, my wife, said, who's going to present you? I said, Alicia, without hesitation. You know, there just wasn't any thought. I got 4 boys that I love dearly, but she worked so hard and so long and so well that it just was no contest.
So when you get to the steps of the hall, you've wanted this for so long. Most of your teammates have been there. Take us there. What is going to be going through your mind when you see the bust, when you see the gold jacket? You talk about high of emotions as you see Dave there. What do you think it's going to feel like? How do you imagine it?
It's going to be wonderful, and I'm going to enjoy every second of it. I'm just insist on it, and I will enjoy it. It's just been a wonderful ride.
Well, it was a wonderful time here with you. We're looking forward to seeing you go in. Thank you so much at home for watching. Look forward to Jerry Kramer forever being enshrined in Ken coming up first week of August. Eternity inside the hall.
Thank you, Josh. By the way, they did say that the bust would last for 40,000 years. I think that's long enough, don't you?
We could have gone for 50. Could have gone for 50. That's it, everybody. Hope you had a wonderful time. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors for watching. We'll see you next time right here on Inside the Huddle.